All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are getting into the really complex world of autoimmune thyroid conditions. We're going to explore some of the key nutritional allies that research suggests might just help support your body in what can feel like an internal war. For millions of people out there living with autoimmune thyroid disorders, that feeling isn't just a metaphor, it's their day to day reality. It's a tricky situation where your immune system, which is supposed to be your ultimate protector, gets its wires crossed and starts attacking your own thyroid gland. So let's break down the two most common types. On one side, you've got Hashimoto's. This is where your antibodies are actually destroying thyroid tissue, which, as you'd expect, leads to an underactive thyroid. But then on the flip side, you have Graves' disease. Here, the antibodies are doing the opposite. They're overstimulating the thyroid, basically pushing the accelerator to the floor. It's the same immune system, but two totally different battle plans with opposite results.
So the big question is, if the immune system is on the attack, can we actually do anything about it? Well, while there's no magic off switch, a lot of research points to specific nutritional strategies that might help, calm the battlefield and bring a little more balance to this immune response.
To come up with a good strategy, we first need to know who the soldiers are, right? In Hashimoto's, the main attackers are these antibodies called TPO and TG. They go after proteins that are absolutely essential for making thyroid hormones. Now, in Graves' disease, the attacker is a different antibody called TRAB. And this one is clever. It actually mimics the body's own thyroid-stimulating hormone, or TSH, essentially tricking the gland into working way, way too hard. So, how do we start to cool things down? Well, let's talk about vitamin D. Study after study shows that people with Hashimoto's often have low levels of it. And this is a really big deal because vitamin D basically acts like a peacekeeper for our T cells, which are kind of like the generals of our immune army. Having enough vitamin D can help tell those overeager T cells to just stand down a bit. And then we've got selenium. Think of this as your thyroid's personal bodyguard. It's pretty amazing. Your thyroid has the highest concentration of selenium of any organ in your body, and that's for a very good reason. It's a crucial part of the enzymes that protect your thyroid cells. In fact, multiple studies show that supplementing with selenium can significantly lower those TPO antibody levels we just talked about, effectively shielding the gland from some of that attack. Now, this constant battle inside your body creates another huge problem, a ton of collateral damage. We call it oxidative stress. The best way to think about it is like biological rust that damages your thyroid cells and makes it even harder for the gland to do its job. To fight this rust, our body has a master defender, and its name is glutathione. It is hands down the most powerful antioxidant our cells can make. Its whole job is to run around neutralizing all those damaging free radicals that get created during the autoimmune attack. But here's the catch. Glutathione isn't something you can just get easily from your food. Your body literally has to build it from scratch. And to do that, it needs the right raw materials, specifically the amino acids glycine, cysteine, and glutamic acid. If you're running low on these building blocks, that whole antioxidant production line can just grind to a halt, leaving your thyroid totally vulnerable. And the connection here is really stark. Get this. One study found that patients with Hashimoto's had a staggering 62% lower level of glutathione in their blood compared to healthy individuals. 62%. That's a massive difference. And it really shows you how a breakdown in this defense system is tied to the autoimmune process. So, where do we get all these crucial building blocks? Well, our journey starts in a place that might actually surprise you, your gut. It really turns out that the road to a healthier thyroid is often paved right through your digestive system.
And the answer is a huge yes. Think about it. If your digestion isn't working right, you can't properly break down proteins into the amino acids you need for things like glutathione production. You also can't absorb essential minerals like selenium and zinc. Your gut is literally the gateway for all of these nutritional allies to get into your body.
And what happens is it can become a really vicious cycle. First, poor digestion means you're not getting the nutrients you need. This can then contribute to what people call a leaky gut, where the lining of your intestines becomes too permeable. When that happens, little particles and toxins can slip into your bloodstream, which puts your immune system on high alert and basically just pours fuel on that autoimmune fire. So, how do we support that gut lining? Well, one of the stars of the show here is an amino acid called L-glutamine. It's the number one fuel source for the cells that line your intestines. So, giving your body enough L-glutamine helps those cells repair and regenerate, which helps tighten up that gut barrier and calm down that immune activation.
Okay, we have covered a lot of ground, from immune peacekeepers to antioxidant defenses and gut health. So let's try to put it all together into a nutritional toolkit, just filled with key compounds that research has really brought to light. This chart kind of brings it all home. You've got selenium, which helps calm that direct antibody attack. Then there's myo-inositol, which studies suggest works with selenium to help the thyroid respond better to hormone signals. Of course, there's vitamin D, our immune peacekeeper, and zinc, which is absolutely critical for converting thyroid hormone into its active, usable form. And finally, glycine and L-glutamine, those key amino acids that help build our antioxidant defenses and repair our gut. Now, it is so important for me to say this. This is purely for informational purposes. This is not medical advice. Every single person is different, and these strategies absolutely must be discussed with your doctor or qualified healthcare professional. They can help you figure out if these are right for you and what the safe and effective dosages would be. At the end of the day, knowledge really is power. When you're armed with this kind of information, you can have a much more productive, informed conversation with your healthcare provider. So, we'll leave you with this question. What's one nutritional strategy you can discuss with your doctor to become a more active participant in your own thyroid journey?